All right.
All right, thank you. Please be seated. We don't have any Spanish.
No.
Okay.
One year after
Oh, bringing him over?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys, this is day 31 and they page 2 to McDonald.
Oh, the one from yesterday?
Yeah, pretty sure it's the same guy. All right. Let me see if I can get logged back in. 1 second. Okay, just 1 second. The computer's being very slow today. Right, this is the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar for April 11th, 2025. This court's orders for the taking of fingerprints and DNA samples made on the 2 a.m. or the first calendar of the month, which may or may not have been the 2 a.m., will also apply to these hearings. All right, and counsel, I can take your matter first. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. Today, I think it's fine. So let's have Mr. Johnson go ahead and come up. And then Andrew Moya, we go to the chair. All right. Sir, can we start with your full name and date of birth, please?
Rodney Jamar Johnson, September 25th, 1974.
Okay, thank you. And then the appearance of counsel, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Belen Olmedo Guerra on behalf of my client, Rodney Johnson, who is in custody standing at the podium.
Okay, thanks very much. Mr. Johnson, you've been arrested on a warrant in an older case. Let's see, the charge is forgery, a class 4 felony. The alleged offense date is September 3rd of 2019. It looks like this warrant went out in October of 2021. Counsel, I do show this is an unserved summons. So, I'm not appointing a lawyer for you, Mr. Johnson, because you have hired a lawyer of your own. I'm going to give you 2 court dates, April 25th at 8:30 in the morning. That's a status conference. The 25th, it's 2 weeks from today, with a preliminary hearing April 29th at 8:30. The court address will be on your paperwork. And before I set conditions of bail or release, counsel, what did you want to say?
Judge, 2 things. I'm on a limited notice of appearance.
Oh, did you? I apologize.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Okay.
And I just want to confirm that the 2 hearings are April 25th and April 29th.
Correct. 25 and 29.
Okay. Yes. So, in regards to this, Rodney really didn't know. He had no idea that there was a warrant for his arrest. He is not a flight risk. He's actually a nurse, and he does have a license, a nursing license. His family is here in town. All his roots are here. He's employed. He has a home. He has a stable marriage. He has a full-time job. So we asked the court to take into consideration that the allegations of the forgery are from 2019. He has been law-abiding before and after that. This will obviously we'll deal with the case once the case goes through the court system. But at this point, Your Honor, it's an old. He's very scared. He does have anxiety, so I'm here to help him through this. We're asking the court that to release him on his own recognizance. Given the fact that he doesn't have any prior convictions, he doesn't have any failures to appear, outstanding warrants other than this, that if he would have known, he would have handled it, because immediately his family contacted me, and here we are. They called me earlier today, and we made it happen for today. So for all those reasons, Your Honor, we ask the court to release him on his own recognizance. I do believe that he's going to be very good to work with, and he will be appearing at all court hearings.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Johnson, I've considered the nature of the charge against you, which is not violent, and its age, as well as your counsel statements and your apparent ties to Arizona. So I am going to release you on your own recognizance. I don't know who the alleged victim was. You will soon find out through your counsel. And I looked at your financial profile. qualify for court-appointed counsel in any event. So you can also fill out a more thorough financial affidavit at another hearing if you want to try again to qualify. But I'm not appointing a lawyer for you. Your counsel now, Ms. Omeda-Gadar, can tell you how that works if later you want to try to do that. But I'm not appointing a lawyer for you as a backup. So don't go to the scene of this alleged crime, wherever that was. No contact with the alleged victim, whoever that was. And otherwise, I'm just doing standard orders. The most important thing, do not miss your court date. Don't have any contact with any alleged victim. And as I noted, this was an unserved summons, and it looks like the court tried a couple of times, but didn't have a working address. So we don't hold that against you, and certainly I do consider that when somebody, especially when somebody has a professional license to protect, that gives them a strong motive to comply with release conditions and appear for court. So I do believe that you are very likely to. So you are released on your own recognizance. We're going to get that printed up, and counsel will have a copy for you as well.
Yes, please.
You guys are welcome to use the room for a while if you want. I've got a long calendar. We're going to be in here a while.
Thank
you.
All right, thank you.
Reasons, greetings.
All right, Mr. Moya, if you will come up. After that, I need Tyree Shaw to go to the chair. Mr. Shaw.
All right, all right. Hey, if you haven't done so, please do so. Hit that follow button. It's free 99. Doesn't cost you a thing. Whoa.
Good morning, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Thank you.
Andrew Francisco Moya, 9/25/1989.
All right, thank you. Mr. Moya, you're before the court in two cases. One is a new one from Maricopa County, and one is a probation matter from Pinal County. I'm going to start with the Pinal County first. There has been a probation warrant out for your arrest. You're on felony probation there. And back on March 13th of this year, there was a warrant issued for your arrest. So I'm going to give you a court date in Pinal County, which is automatic. I'll explain that in a second. It's April 16th. That's Wednesday the 16th at 8:30 in the morning. That is this coming Wednesday. That court has already ordered that you are to be held without bond in their case. And pursuant to Rule 7.2C, this court is going to affirm that order. You do not have bail at all in your Pinal case. You're being held for their pickup when you're done in Maricopa. So in Maricopa County, you've been charged with unlawful use of a means of transportation as a passenger. That is a Class 5 felony. There is probable cause for it. I'm appointing a lawyer for you here in Maricopa County. Pinal will give you a lawyer when you get there for their case, but I'm appointing a Maricopa lawyer for you in this new unlawful use case. Your next court date here is going to be status conference April 17th, which is this coming Thursday, April 17th, 8:30 in the morning, and that's a status conference. With a preliminary hearing, April 21st at 8:30. That is in the downtown Superior Court. Now, your bond in the Maricopa case is $2,500. It is secured, and you have release conditions that include no victim contact, no co-defendant contact. But you shouldn't try to post that bond if you are still being held without bond for Pinal County. And that's why I say your court date in Pinal, I have to set it. It's automatically set on the 16th of April. Maricopa is not going to let them have you if you're still awaiting your court dates in this Maricopa case. So talk to the DOs about how inter-county transfer works. If this Maricopa case goes away because the county doesn't file it on time, if they don't file it right now, it would go away. And then Pinal will be notified and they'll come and get you. But as long as the Maricopa case is continuing against you, they're not going to let Pinal have you. So there's no point in trying to bond out because Pinal, we have a no bond hold on you for Pinal.
Are you interested in
Now, that might seem a little complicated. Talk to your lawyer about it. If you're wondering, talk to the DOs. If I post this, will I get out? As long as Pinal has a hold on you, you will not get out. So,
hey, do
step
it.
your left, take your
Do
paperwork.
it.
We've got those for both cases.
Do it, Becky.
Thanks. Mr. Shaw.
Hey, thank you for the
And Mario
200K.
Redondo, will you please go to the chair?
Show 200K. Thank you, guys.
And we're expecting the interpreter at any moment, right?
Next.
Okay, so just so everyone knows, when my
Pass.
interpreter logs in, we're going to take a break. All right, Mr. Shaw, may I have
Another
your full
one?
name and your date of birth, please?
Are they handing out white beaters over there?
11/26/1973.
All right, thank you. You are here on a new case. You were arrested on allegations that are 2 allegations of possession of narcotic drugs for purposes of sale. Those are Class 2 felonies. 2 allegations of simple possession of narcotic drugs. Those are Class 4 felonies. 1 allegation of possession or use of a weapon during the commission of drug trafficking crimes, and that is a Class 4 felony. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date is a status conference, April 17th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, and a preliminary hearing is scheduled for April 21st at 8:30. That address will be on your paperwork. Based on what is pending against you, which includes the allegations against you, but also the fact that you face, as currently alleged, potential mandatory prison time. Bond is set in your case at $75,000, and it is cash only. If you post it, be sure to comply with all of your release conditions. Apologies, I need to reprint this, guys. You need to not have any contact with your co-defendant. He is getting the same order. No weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. And so, as of now, your co-defendant and you are ordered not to have any contact with one another. He's going to get the same order in a little while.
Who's the co-defendant?
Yours is, I forget. I had him on the same calendar.
Chad.
He might have gone to house call.
James, you good? Small time street.
I was by myself.
All right, let me double check. Well, it's a larger investigation. That's the thing.
Oh. It's no bueno. What up, Brooklyn? What up, H-Band 365? What up, Lexi? What up, Free Spirits? Dior bag, if you will. Why is the T case not on? I don't. That's a good question.
Maybe you don't know him, but it's Mario Redondo. It's the next
Are
guy.
they deliberating or something?
So I don't know. I'm not asking you whether you know him. That could incriminate you. So go ahead and take your paperwork. Step out to your left. Mr. Redondo, you can come in. Then Lauren Bagley, will you go to the chair? Hi, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Mario Jacob Redondo, 2487.
All right, thank you. You are here on a new case. You were arrested for allegations of possessing narcotic drugs for sale and selling narcotic drugs. Those are Class 2 felonies. Possession or use of a weapon during a drug trafficking crime, that's a Class 4 felony. Illegally conducting a business enterprise, that's a Class 3 felony. Possession of dangerous drugs and sale of dangerous drugs, those are possession is a Class 4, sale is a Class 2. And conspiracy to do all of those things, which is a Class 2 felony. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a
James,
lawyer
I
for
can't
you.
see nothing.
Your next court date is a status conference,
Move the
April
camera.
17th, which is this Thursday at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. And your preliminary hearing is April 21st at 8:30 in the same court. Your bond is also $75,000, and it is cash only. If you post it, do not go to the scenes of the alleged crimes. No
James, we
contact.
can't see his face. The
Any
mute button's on his
co-defendants
face.
or the arresting officers.
unmute.
No weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. If you step to your left, they're going to give you a copy of that paperwork. Thank you. Okay,
press
thanks.
the
We're going to
mute
take a short
button,
break. Well, it's not a break, but the next defendant stays seated. I need Mr. Nut Lee, to please come to the podium.
Your Honor, this is the interpreter. May I?
Yes, please. Thank you so much.
Okay. Dạ, mời anh Thành Nhật Lê, xin anh tiến đến gần cái bục.
I'm going to ask you to close the door. When you go to sleep, can you shut the door to kill the echo? Thank you. It'll just take them a second for the interpreter. When we get the door shut, it won't echo so badly. Okay, thank you. Okay. Oh, okay, sir. Please wait for the interpreter and then tell me your full name and your date of birth.
Xin anh hãy chờ cho thông dịch viên dịch cho anh. Bây giờ anh nói cho tôi biết tên họ và cái ngày tháng năm sinh của anh.
Lê Thanh Nhật, 3 tháng 11, 1971.
Thanh Nhật Lê, March 11, 1971.
All right, is your first name San?
Tên của anh là Thanh hay là Nhật?
Lê Thanh Nhật.
Lê is the last name. Thanh, T-H-A-N-H, Nhật, N-H-U-T.
So it's a two-word first name?
Tên của anh gồm có hai tên nó ghép vô Thanh Nhật.
Đó là
Tên của anh là Thanh hay là
cái họ là cái họ Lê. Là tên lót là tên Thanh, Lê Thanh Nhật.
Okay.
Con Lê Thanh đâu?
My last name is Lê, L-E, and then my last name is Thanh, T-H-A-N-H. First name is Nhật, N-H-U-T.
All right, let me ask if the interpreter can help me. I'm lost. All right, sir, your family name is Lê. Is that correct?
Có phải họ của anh là Lê không?
Họ Lê, Lê Thanh Nhật.
Yes. Okay, Nhật là tên phải không?
Đúng rồi, là tên.
Và Thanh là tên đó. Okay, so Lê is the last name. Thanh
All right.
is middle name. first name is Nhut, Nhut.
All right, thank you very much. I just wanted to be sure I had that clear.
Cảm ơn rất rõ, tôi muốn biết cho rõ ràng khi tôi ghi chép xuống.
Okay.
All right, and I apologize that I don't think I got your date of birth.
3
Anh
tháng
cho tôi
11
biết lại ngày tháng năm sinh.
ngày 3 tháng
19.
11 1971.
Okay. November 3rd, 1971.
All right, thank you. You have been arrested on the following allegations.
Ok, thì anh đã bị bắt giữ vì những cái cáo buộc sau đây.
Possession of dangerous drugs, which is a class 4 felony.
Đây là một cái tội đại hình cấp 4, là tại vì anh đã có sở hữu và oa trừ những cái thuốc độc.
And
Nguy hiểm.
passively, sorry.
Hút thuốc thôi. Hút thuốc.
One second, sorry.
Anh chờ một chút, đừng nói gì cả.
I will give you a chance to speak at the end.
Cuối cùng tôi sẽ cho anh cái cơ hội để nói.
Yeah.
And I am planning to release you, so right now I just want you to listen, please.
Tôi tính là sẽ cho anh ra tù đó, nhưng mà bây giờ làm ơn anh hãy nghe tôi trước. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. The allegations are possession of dangerous drugs, a class 4 felony.
Ok, những cái cáo buộc của anh là anh có sở hữu và oa trừ những cái thuốc mà nó nguy hiểm. Ở đó là một cái tội đại hình cấp 4.
And passively resisting arrest, which is a class 1 misdemeanor.
Như vậy, đây là một cái tội điệu hình cấp 1, là tại vì anh đã chống cự khi bị bắt giữ.
I am appointing a lawyer to represent you in this case.
Tôi sẽ chỉ định một người luật sư để đại diện cho anh trong cái vụ này.
You will meet that lawyer at your next court hearing, which will be April 25th, April 25 at 8:30 in the morning.
Như vậy, trong cái phiên tòa tới đây, vào ngày 25 tháng 4 lúc 8 giờ rưỡi sáng, anh sẽ gặp với cái người luật sư mà chúng tôi chỉ định cho anh ngày hôm nay.
That is 2 weeks from today.
Đó là 2 tuần, tính từ ngày hôm nay là 2 tuần sau.
We are scheduling your preliminary hearing for April 29th at 8:30 in the morning.
Như vậy đó, chúng tôi cũng có sẽ lên để cho anh có một cái phiên tòa sơ thẩm, đó là ngày 29 tháng 4, 8 giờ rưỡi sáng.
And the court address is going to be on the paperwork that we give you.
Today.
Và cái địa chỉ của tòa sẽ được ghi ở trên cái giấy tờ mà chúng tôi đưa cho anh.
You don't have any prior felony convictions.
Anh đã không có những cái tiền án trước đây về tội đại hình cả.
So I'm going to release you and let you come to court on your own.
Như vậy tôi sẽ cho thả anh ra và anh có thể hứa danh dự là phải trở lại ra tòa.
You are not to go to the place where you were arrested.
Anh không có được đến cái nơi mà anh đã bị bắt giữ.
You are not to initiate any contact with the officers who arrested you.
Và anh không có được tự động mà anh đi để nói chuyện với cái người cảnh sát mà đã bắt giữ anh.
You may not possess any weapons while the case is pending.
Trong cái thời gian đang chờ, cái vụ này đang chờ để được xét xử đó, anh không có thể nào sở hữu bất kỳ cái vũ khí nào cả.
Nor any drugs without a valid prescription.
Và không có được sở hữu bất kỳ một cái thứ thuốc nào, chất độc nào cả, nếu mà không có một cái toa hợp lệ của bác sĩ.
If you miss a court date, there will be a warrant issued for your arrest.
Và nếu anh không có hiện diện cho cái phiên tòa mà đã lên lịch cho anh rồi và anh cũng tới đó, họ sẽ có một cái charge để bắt giữ anh.
And you would likely have to pay money to be released again from the jail.
Và có thể là anh sẽ phải trả thêm lệ phí tiền để anh có thể trả cái tiền mà người ta cho anh ra tù.
So don't lose your paperwork. It tells you where to go in 2 weeks.
Như vậy đừng có làm mất cái giấy tờ mà ở trong đó đã ghi cho anh trong 2 tuần anh sẽ phải đi ra tòa ngày nào.
Will you do those things and come to court?
Và anh có thể làm được hết những cái điều đó và sẽ hiện diện ở ngoài tòa vào đúng ngày không anh?
It's
I said,
Vietnamese.
will you comply with those orders and come to court?
Anh có thể tuân thủ theo đúng những cái lệnh mà tôi vừa mới đọc cho anh nghe và anh phải hiện diện ra tòa ngày hôm đó. Được không?
Gặp tòa là ở đâu? Ở đây hay đâu?
Appearing in court. Where's the court? Is it right here?
You know it.
It's downtown,
Kung Fu.
and the street address is on the
Jamon.
paperwork we are about to give you.
Nó ở dưới downtown đó. Cái địa chỉ sẽ được ghi trên cái tờ giấy mà chúng tôi sắp sửa trao cho anh đây.
And you have 2 weeks to figure out how you will get to court on that day.
Và anh có 2 tuần cái thời gian để anh có thể tìm hiểu xem cách nào anh có thể tới tòa ngày hôm đó.
Will you come?
Maybe.
Anh tới không? Anh
Sir, did you just say maybe?
Nhưng mà cái vấn đề tòa
nói
đó
là có
cho
thể.
thấy hay làm sao là nói về cái vấn đề gì?
Okay, so I want to know what is the nature of that court appearance.
It's called a status conference. It's so that the state has an opportunity to make you a plea offer.
Okay, ngày hôm đó là một cái ngày mà để họp mặt để cho biết cái tình trạng, cập nhật cái tình trạng cái vụ của anh đến đâu. Tức là ở bên tiểu bang đó, họ sẽ có người và nói chuyện với anh, họ đưa ra những cái offer cho anh.
Với lại cái ý kiến như vậy, nếu mà nói là tàn
I
trữ
also
chất độc
have
hay
an
cái nào
input.
là yêu cầu điều tra liên bang sao kiến. Yeah.
Okay, so if I am alleged to possess dangerous drug or toxic drugs, please, I would like to have a federal investigation.
Well, sir, what you're entitled to is a lawyer to help you defend yourself against that accusation.
Và bây giờ đó anh có quyền có một cái người luật sư đó sẽ đại diện cho anh và biện hộ cho anh về những cái tội mà họ đã cáo buộc.
Because you are not convicted of this crime, you are just accused.
Bây giờ họ chỉ có cho như là anh bị như vậy thôi, chứ cái vụ này anh chưa có bị kết tội gì cả. So in 2 weeks.
Okay. Rồi, đúng rồi.
And this is the
Okay,
very beginning
okay.
of your this is the beginning of your case.
Yeah.
Và ở đây mới là chữ khởi đầu của cái vụ của anh mà thôi.
And the court is willing to let you be out in the community while you fight your case.
Và tòa sẵn sàng cho anh đi ra ngoài mà không có bắt tù anh. Trong thời gian đó anh có thể đi ra ngoài để anh có thể chống trả biện hộ cho cái vụ này.
Okay.
That is only if you agree to comply with my orders and appear at all of your court hearings.
Và với cái điều kiện là anh phải tuân thủ và phải nghe theo đúng cái lệnh của tôi, và anh sẽ phải hứa ra tòa trong tất cả những cái phiên tòa mà chúng tôi lên lịch cho anh.
If you don't agree, I'm going to require you to deposit money to guarantee that you will comply with my orders and appear for all of your court hearings.
Deposit the
Là tại
money.
vì nếu anh không có tuân thủ đó thì tôi bắt anh phải đóng một cái số tiền là thế chân và phải đóng với tòa, và anh phải hứa là anh phải ra tòa hết tất cả những cái phiên tòa.
And if you agree now, but then choose not to appear later, we will issue a warrant for your arrest.
Bây giờ anh hứa lại sẽ ra tòa, nhưng mà về sau này anh lại bội hứa không có làm đúng theo, thì chúng tôi sẽ có cấp một cái trác của tòa và sẽ đi bắt giữ anh.
And then when you are arrested on that warrant, we will make you deposit money to guarantee that you don't do that again.
Và mà nếu mà anh bị bắt giữ, có cái trác tòa để bắt giữ anh, thì chúng tôi bắt buộc anh phải đóng thêm cái tiền để bảo đảm rằng anh sẽ không có làm cái điều này nữa.
Because you are not convicted of this crime, but you cannot skip court hearings and ignore my orders.
Why is the judge talking like
Là
that?
tại vì về cái tội này đó thì chúng tôi chưa có kết tội anh đâu, nhưng mà anh không có thể nào mà anh bỏ dở những cái phiên tòa mà không ra tòa và cứ gạt bỏ hết những cái lệnh của tôi.
So I'm just going to ask you the question one more time.
No.
Bây giờ tôi sẽ đặt thêm câu hỏi một lần nữa cho anh nè.
Do you agree to comply with my orders and come to all of your court hearings in this case?
anh có đồng ý là sẽ tuân thủ theo cái lệnh của tôi và sẽ ra hầu tòa cho hết tất cả những cái phiên tòa trong cái vụ án này.
Nếu như trong cái thời gian đó tôi sẽ nhờ cảnh sát liên bang Mỹ điều tra về vấn đề mà người ta cáo buộc tôi là về
So during the time being,
tôi sẽ hợp tác với điều tra liên bang.
I will ask the federal officers to hold an investigation, and then I will cooperate with the federal officers.
He's gonna cooperate.
Okay, that really is not a great answer to my question.
Thật là anh không có trả lời câu hỏi của tôi đó.
Yeah.
Because that suggests that you won't do it unless there's a federal investigation and you will only comply with the federal authorities.
Là tại vì hình như là cái ý anh nói là anh chỉ có tuân thủ theo nếu mà có một cái sự điều tra của bên liên bang và anh chỉ có hợp tác với lại bên cảnh sát liên bang.
That sounds like you don't recognize or respect the authority of the state court.
Như vậy là hình như là anh cũng không có nhận biết ra và anh cũng không có kính trọng cái tòa tiểu bang.
Were you released in your Phoenix case?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Lay,
Anh Lê à?
I don't care. I don't care if you don't like the state authorities, as long as you will come to court, meet with your lawyer, and do what we tell you, which includes not committing new crimes, which should be easy to do. I will release you, but you are making it sound like you have no intention of complying.
Okay. Tôi không có cần biết là anh có thích cái thẩm quyền của bên tòa tiểu bang hay không, nhưng mà tôi chỉ có yêu cầu anh là anh phải ra tòa. Nếu mà có phiên tòa đó thì anh phải tới và anh phải gặp với luật sư của anh. Anh không có thể nào gây những cái án vụ mới. Những cái điều đó tôi đòi hỏi anh nó rất dễ để làm. Thì anh làm như vậy. Tại bây giờ anh nói với tôi không có thể nào cho anh ra tù đâu. Tôi không có thể nào mà có thể cho anh như vậy đâu.
And I have spent far too much time on your case. So I'm going to tell you, either you agree to come or you get a $500 bond today.
Bây giờ đó, tôi đã tốn quá nhiều thời giờ về cái vụ này của anh. Như vậy hôm nay anh trả lời cho tôi, anh đồng ý anh sẽ ra tòa vào những ngày chúng tôi chỉ định hay không? Hoặc là bây giờ anh sẽ tốn cái tiền thêm 500 đồng.
Yes mà, say yes mà.
I already said yes.
No, you said you would comply with what the federal officers told you.
Không, anh nói với tôi là anh chỉ có tuân thủ theo những cái điều gì mà cái người cảnh sát ở bên liên bang nói mà thôi.
Will you come to every court hearing in this state case?
Okay, thì trong cái vụ này là của tiểu bang đó, thì anh có hứa là anh sẽ ra tòa hết tất cả những cái phiên tòa trong cái vụ này hay không?
That's a yes or no question.
Yeah.
Có hay không? Yes.
Trong mấy tuần.
Take your paperwork. You are released. Good luck.
I want to ask which week? Bây giờ anh lấy giấy tờ của anh đi, trên giấy tờ sẽ ghi hết tất cả những cái ngày tòa trong tương lai.
No, it's on your I'm sorry. It's on your paperwork. Just take it with you and keep it. It's 2 weeks from now.
Ok, thì trong 2 tuần nữa anh sẽ có phiên tòa. Anh hãy mang những cái giấy tờ đó với anh và anh hãy giữ những giấy tờ đó nha.
Okay. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Chúc anh may mắn.
Woo!
Thank you so much to the interpreter. I appreciate your time.
No.
Yes, thank you, John. Thank you.
In this
Have a good day.
This was very painful.
Yeah, you too. All right, let's pick back up where we left off, and that is going to be Miss Bagley. Was it Lauren Bagley?
Vietnamese.
After that, Robert Gregory.
But
We go to the
I
chair,
did watch
please.
a lot of karate movies as a child.
Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
The Dragon.
Calling Bagley.
I can't hear you.
Lauren Bagley.
What's your date of birth, ma'am?
Now, Erica.
Okay, thanks. You're on a new case. You were arrested for 3 allegations of attempted aggravated robbery. Each of those is a Class 4 felony, and those are alleged to have been committed on 3 different occasions. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date is a status conference, April 17th at 8:30 in the morning. That is this Thursday. in the downtown Superior Court with a preliminary hearing April 21st at 8:30 in the same court. Your bond is $50,000. It is secured. That means you can use a bail bondsman. If you post it, you may not go to any of the scenes of the alleged crimes. Absolutely no contact with any alleged victims or witnesses. No contact with your co-defendant, whether either of you is in or out of jail. No weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. If you'll step to your left, you can take that paperwork. Thank you. Looking for Mr. Gregory. After that, Garrett Nelson, please.
Man, we could have gone like through 15 cases waiting for that dude.
All right. Mr. Gregory, can I have your full name and your date of birth,
Ridiculous.
please?
Robert Wilson Gregory, June 25th, 1994.
All right, thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. That is a Class 3 felony.
Want some
Unlawful flight from a law enforcement
problems.
vehicle, a Class 5 felony. Disorderly conduct with a weapon, that's a Class 6 felony. And carrying a deadly weapon during the commission of any felony, which is itself a Class 6 felony. The alleged offense date is January 9th of 2025. There is probable cause for all of these, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date is going to be April 17th, which is this Thursday at 8:30 in the morning for a status conference. Your preliminary hearing, April 21st at 8:30, same court, address on your paperwork. Your bond is $50,000. It is secured. If you post it, you must comply with all of your written release conditions. Do not miss your court dates. Absolutely no contact with the alleged victim. If you'll step to your left, she's going to give you that paperwork. Thank you.
What do
Mr.
you
Nelson.
guys mean?
And then Arturo Rodriguez, will you go to the chair?
Stop speaking like what?
Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Garrett Nelson, 6/20/76.
All right, thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument, a Class 3 felony, and possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date is a status conference this Thursday, April 17th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court with a preliminary hearing April 21st at 8:30 in the same court. Your bond is $50,000. It is secured. If you post it, comply with all of your written conditions. That is, absolutely no contact with the alleged victim, whether you are in or out of jail. No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. Everything else is on your paperwork. If you step to your left, she'll give you a copy. Thank you.
Just one question, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
The having the weapon without the restriction, they're saying I had a DUI. That's
The
why.
police allege you are a prohibited possessor.
Okay,
They
but-
do allege that. And so, even though, and there, you apparently have criminal history under 2 different dates of birth, that is not entirely clear at this moment in time, but this is a probable cause standard. It's not even preponderance. It's definitely not beyond a reasonable doubt. The police allege they can see it. They also allege that the court, frankly, does take into account when somebody has criminal history under 2 different dates of birth, that tends to suggest things about them that aren't compatible with coming to court and complying with release conditions.
Thank you.
So that being said,
Yes.
I find only
Underscore.
probable cause that you're a prohibited possessor.
Katie.
The state,
Underscore.
the county attorney is going to
Love.
want to nail that down before they go forward on that charge. Between now and your next court date, the county attorney has to bring formal charges. If they don't, you're going to get released. If they do, the county attorney is going to decide what goes into the formal charges. These are your booking charges, and so the allegation by the police, this court finds, is enough for probable cause. But that charge will go away if the county attorney doesn't think they can prove
Okay,
it.
but isn't
So
that
talk to your
charge
lawyer about
upping
how
my
that-
bond?
Yes, I am factoring that in. Yes, I am. All right, step to your left, you get a copy of your paperwork. It's a small part, though, Mr. Nelson. It's a small part. Mr. Rodriguez, Arturo Rodriguez, will you go to the
So for
podium?
those of you
After
that don't know,
that, Peter Ubides, will you please go to the chair?
this
Hello, sir,
account,
can I
this
have your full
account is
name and
based
your
out of
date
the
of birth?
UK.
Arturo Rodriguez, February 13th, 1992.
Thank you. February 16th?
13th.
13th, thank you. You're here on one new case and a probation matter. In the new case, you were arrested for theft of a means of transportation. It is a Class 3 felony, dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. I'm also appointing a lawyer for you in your probation case because the probation department is going to file a petition to revoke your probation based on this new arrest. That will happen before your next court date, and you'll get a copy from your lawyer. All right, in the new case, you're going to have a status conference. On the same day in the probation case, it'll be a revocation arraignment hearing. Those will be set at the same time, which is April 17th at 8:30 in the morning. That is this coming Thursday, Thursday the 17th, 8:30. In the new case only, you will also have a preliminary hearing on the 21st, Monday the 21st of April, 8:30 in the morning. All of that is going to be on your paperwork. In your probation case, you have a $2,000 secured appearance bond. In your new case, you have a $50 secured appearance bond. We call it a placeholder bond to make you eligible for credit for time in custody. So your total bond is $2,050. It is secured. If you bond out, comply with all of your conditions, do not go to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, witness, arresting officer, or co-defendant, and if you are out of custody, you have to call your PO within 72 hours of any release from jail. The steps you left to get that paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Ubides, and then Michael Ward, we go to the chair.
Front of you guys, but you guys are ignoring.
Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Peter Ubides, 1991, or 1991.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a bench warrant in 3 different cases. One's a pending case, 2 are probation matters. You missed the same court hearing for all of them. It was on December 30th of last year, and warrants were issued for your arrest in all 3 cases. You already have a lawyer in all 3 cases. In the new case, which is number 28 on the calendar, you're going to have a status conference April 17th at 8:30. Preliminary hearing April 21st at 8:30. Those will be in the downtown Superior Court. In the probation cases, oh good, we can put them together. So you're going to have a non-witness violation hearing in your probation cases, same date as the status conferences, April 17th at 8:30 in the morning. All right, you have a $1,000 secured appearance bond in each of these 3 cases. That is $3,000 total. If you bond out, comply with your conditions and don't miss your court dates. It looks like somebody, a woman's name, she forfeited $500 per case because you went into the wind again. If you persuade somebody to post bond for you again and you do this, you're very likely looking at a no bond hold the next time we see you, which increases the odds that you will be revoked to prison pretty substantially. If you forfeit 2 bonds like this and you will not comply and you will not call in, you should look forward to being held no bond, which is going to sharply increase the likelihood that you go to prison in 1 or both of your probation cases. So if you bond out again, Mr. Ubides, I certainly recommend you don't do this again. Step to your left and take your paperwork.
We
Mr. Ward, Michael Ward,
currently in
and then Jose Robles and Luna,
Maricopa
we go to the chair.
County, located in the state of Arizona.
Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Hussein Ward, 07-1202.
Thank you. You're here on a probation warrant. You're on probation for a Class 6 felony, and there was a petition to revoke filed in your case alleging that you violated terms 3, 5, and 15. You'll get a copy of it from your lawyer. I'm appointing a lawyer for you in probation court. Your next court date there is a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing, April 17th at 8:30 in the morning. The address is on your paperwork. Your bond is $900. It is secured. If you post it, comply with your release conditions. Call your PO within 72 hours. You could also be held no bond in this case if a court finds that you're likely to be revoked to prison. So if you make bond, don't mess up your court dates. Don't fail to call your PO and start complying. If you've stepped to your left, you get a copy of your paperwork.
Hey, Star Key.
Mr. Robles Luna. After that, Capri Mondelli, will you please go to the chair?
Welcome back. I was wondering, where have you been?
I'm sorry?
If.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Sorry, sir.
Hi, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Jose Gerardo Robles Luna, February 7, 1978.
All right, thanks. You are here on a new case and 2 probation warrants. In the new case, you were arrested for possessing dangerous and narcotic drugs. Those are Class 4 felonies. Also, drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. You're also here on 2 probation warrants because back on January 7th of this year, petitions to revoke your probation were filed in both of your cases. They allege that you violated terms 3 and 5. You'll get copies of those from your lawyer. I'm appointing a lawyer for you in probation court. Your next court date is the same for all 3 cases. It's this Thursday, April 17th, 8:30 in the morning. In the new case, it is a status conference. In the probation cases, it is a revocation arraignment hearing and possible disposition hearing. In the new case only, you will also have a preliminary hearing on Monday, April 21st at 8:30 in the morning. The court address for all of those will be on your paperwork. In each of your probation cases, you have a $750 secured appearance bond for $1,500 total. In the new case, you have a $50 bond to make you eligible for credit for time in custody. So your total bond, sorry?
How much is total?
$1,550. You can use a bail bondsman. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions, call your PO within 72 hours of any release because you are still on probation even when they're trying to revoke you.
Yeah, I know.
If you steps you left, you get your paperwork.
Look into that, my friend.
All right, Mr. Mondelli or Ms. Mondelli, Capri Mondelli, and then Daniel Thomas. Will you please go to the chair?
James, why is your
Hello, ma'am. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
movie
Capri Mondoli,
like that?
February 16th, 1994.
Thank you. You're here on one new case and one probation warrant. In the new case, you were arrested for possession of dangerous drugs, a class 4 felony. There is probable cause for that, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. You're also here on a probation warrant. You're on probation for a class 6 felony, and a petition to revoke your probation was filed back on November 12th of last year, and a warrant was issued for your arrest. It alleges that you violated term 3, which is basically never reporting at all. So your next court date will be the same for both, which is April 17th, this Thursday at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. In the new case, it is a status conference. In the probation case, it is a revocation, arraignment, and possible disposition hearing. Then you will also have a preliminary hearing in the new case only on April 21st at 8:30 in the morning. The court address will be on your paperwork for all of that. In your probation case, your bond is $500 secured. In the new case, it is $50 secured for $550 total. If you bond out, comply with your release conditions, call your probation officer within 72 hours. I'm guessing you have no idea who that is. So we print the main number on your paperwork, so you have no excuse for not calling within 72 hours of hitting the street. If you step to your left, get your paperwork. Thank you.
I think the most
Mr.
likes
Thomas. And
I
then Brendan
had ever
Holbein, will you go to the chair?
got was over 300,000 likes.
Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Daniel Wayne Thomas, January 7th, 1961.
All right, thank you, Mr. Thomas. You're here on 2 warrants, one from Encanto Justice Court, one from Moon Valley Justice Court. In each of these, you've been convicted of driving on a suspended, revoked, or canceled license. Those are Class 1 misdemeanors. In the Moon Valley Justice Court, this warrant was issued May 31st of 2016, and in the Encanto Justice Court, this warrant was issued July 25th of 2018. Both of them are for failing to pay fines and fees or failing to otherwise comply with the terms of your sentence. So your arraignment hearing in each of those courts is April 16th at 8:30 in the morning. I'll tell you what to do in a moment. You have a $250 secured appearance bond in each case, which is $500 total. If you bond out, you have to be in those courts. It looks like one of them is in the Northeast, that's Moon Valley. They may be in the same location now. I'm going to look real quick. The other one is in Canto. That may be downtown. Okay, they are in 2 different locations. So what you need to do, to bond out, pick one of them, call them, tell them you're double booked and you need a new court date. We set them on the same day so that people can have video court from jail for every justice court case. So if you post bond, though, you're out of jail and you can't be in 2 places at once. That's why we warn you. If you bond out, call one of them, ask for it to be moved, or you'll catch a warrant in any court that you don't show up at. So it's up to you to call and get it moved. If you don't post bond, they will take you to court this coming Wednesday, which is 5 days from now, and you can address it with the judge there. Everything is on your paperwork. If you step to your left, you can get a copy of that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Hey, if you haven't
Mr.
done so,
Holbein?
hey, check out Reasons Greetings, or check out her channel, follow her. Man, I was watching her this
After Mr.
morning.
Holbein, could I have Felicia Baca please go to the chair?
If you love that British accent, you're going to love
Hello, sir.
Reasons
Can I have your
Greetings.
full name and your date of birth, please?
Brendan Holbein, 11/28/1973.
All right, thank you. Mr. Holbein, you're here on 1 new case and 1 misdemeanor warrant. I'm going to start with your new case. You were booked in for possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony. There is probable cause for that. You were also booked for possession of narcotic drugs, but for purposes of this hearing only, the court does not find probable cause on it because they didn't provide a sufficient basis to show that the powder you had was fentanyl. So that's not probable cause. It does not mean that charge is not pending against you. I don't dismiss things. I can just find no probable cause. So I'm not setting release conditions on the alleged fentanyl powder. I am setting release conditions on the alleged methamphetamine. You can talk to your lawyer about how that works, but the county attorney can still go forward on the narcotics charge. They have not to date, they have not right now, booked you on the allegations of identity theft. If they had, I would be giving you a bond. Because the identity theft, this court believes, is definitely more serious. Those are victim crimes.
Hello.
I think you should expect they're investigating it.
Governor?
That is not gone. It did not vanish into the air. The police have just decided not yet to submit the charges against you for that. And I'm telling you that to warn you to comply, to come to your court hearings, not to pick up new charges. You're already in a bad situation. You don't appear to have any prior felonies, though, and I'm about to release you. So that's why I'm telling you to get a clue and be very good while the case is pending, because you are already being looked at for more serious charges. And you will make your situation worse, and the odds of anyone being a successful fugitive and a drug addict at the same time are exactly zero. And so, in any event, talk to your lawyer about that. I don't like the large-scale identity theft personally, and I think that it does increase the likelihood that people have access to illegitimate funds to try to flee. I also think you're very likely addicted to drugs, which again makes people extremely unsuccessful criminals in my over 20 years of experience. So mostly what you need to do, Mr. Holbein, is fly right, come to court, talk to your lawyer about defending your case. You are presumed innocent in this case, and I am releasing you. I'm trying to give you a clue to try to help you avoid going to prison over this, because you've never even been convicted of a felony yet. So, in the San Marcos Justice Court, you had a DUI. No, I apologize. I'm not releasing you. You're getting a $300 bond, but it's small. I presume you can pay it.
Me, Joey?
All right. So the DUI case, that dates back to December of 2024.
Try to steal my identity.
And that is for failure to comply with their orders. So you do have, I'm affirming their $250 bond. In the new case, I'm going to give you a placeholder bond in case you can't post it. So apologies, I'm not releasing you. It's $300 total. I assume you can probably post that. If you can't, you'll be back in court next week on both of those cases. So in San Marcos, your court date is April 16th at 10 in the morning. I would have released you in the drug case in the absence of the San Marcos case. But they also allege, and this is a community safety issue, they allege you're driving around with all these drugs and you're literally you're in warrant status on a DUI case. And I think there's a definite public safety aspect to what's happening. That's why I'm not lowering your bond on the Justice Court case, because DUI is unbelievably dangerous. So, arraignment hearing, April 16th at 10 in the morning, San Marcos, $250 bond. In the new drug case, I'm giving you a placeholder bond to make you eligible for credit in case you can't post for San Marcos. That's $50. So it's $250 total with release conditions in both cases. If you bond out, comply with all of those. Do not miss your court dates. Do not get picked up on new crimes. You could be held no bond if you pick up a new felony charge while a felony charge is pending. You can talk to your lawyer about that. If you step to your left, you get your paperwork. Thank you. Ms. Baca? And then Quentin Glines, we go to the chair.
Next! Governor. Jasmine, tap. Let's get to 500K. Woo! $500,000, if you will. Joe, 300K.
Right here, man. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Felicia Renee Baca, 8477.
Thank you. You're on a warrant from the Country Meadows Justice Court for failing to appear in a case in which you've been charged with criminal trespass in the 3rd degree. This warrant issued September 26th of 2022. Your next court date is going to be an arraignment hearing April 16th, which is this Wednesday, 8:30 in the morning in the Country Meadows Justice Court. That address will be on your paperwork. Your bond is $250. It is secured. If you post bail, do not miss your court dates. Comply with your release conditions, which include no going back to where you were arrested there. And if you don't post bond, you will have a public defender at the next hearing to help you with the bond issue only. You're not otherwise entitled to a lawyer in this type of misdemeanor. Okay. Everything's on your paperwork. If you step to your left, she's going to give you a copy.
Okay, I don't have no new charges?
Thank you.
Not before this court. Check with the DOs to see if you got arrested for anything else, but that's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck, man. Mr. Klein? Mr. Glines, sorry, Quentin Glines? And then Serena White, will you go to the chair?
No, not good body language so far.
Hello, sir, can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Quentin Glines, June 29th, 1997.
Thank you. You're here on a warrant from the El Centro Justice Court. This is in a criminal trespassing case. It is a pre-conviction failure to appear, and this person's handwriting is terrible, but it appears to have issued on January 24th of 2025.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I'm going to give you an arraignment hearing April 16th at 8:30 in the morning. That's in the El Centro Justice Court. That is this this Wednesday.
Super cool.
You have a $250 secured appearance bond and written release conditions that include not going back to the place where you were arrested in this case.
Please
If
give
you
me
don't post bond, you will have a lawyer there to help you on the bond.
7
It's just a
p.m.
trespassing charge.
It is just a trespassing charge. You were released OR from this court on November 7th of 2024, and you failed to appear, sir. We can see it. So you got your OR twice. Here's another one.
On that same trespassing charge?
Yep, that the Justice of the Peace OR'd you on June 21st of last year, then you FTA'd. When you got picked up on that warrant, November 7th, we released you OR, and you blew it. So now you get the bond. So, step to your left.
On
take your
YouTube, I
picture.
am.
Ms. White. And then Landon Norris, we go to the chair. Hi, ma'am. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Yes, my name is Serena White, 8/10/87, and I would just like to state...
Not yet, ma'am.
Orale, what up,
You're here on a new
What up,
case. You got
Ruka?
arrested for theft by control of stolen property as a Class 3 felony, trafficking in stolen property in the second degree, also a Class 3 felony, and forgery, a Class 4 felony. There is probable cause for all of those things, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date is going to be a status conference, April 25th at 8:30 in the morning. That is 2 weeks from today, with a preliminary hearing April 29th at 8:30 in the same court. Now, what did you want to say?
I just wanted to share, ma'am, I'm really confused about what's going on. I am a mother of 8. I have 2 children that were struck by a vehicle, pedestrian versus vehicle. I've just been trying to work the...
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there.
Sorry about that.
Okay,
I'm just
I'm
trying
gonna
to
stop you right
elaborate that
there.
I have responsibility.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Sorry.
Because none of those things affects the court's release decision in this case. I was already planning to release you, and right now you're just tailing off every possible excuse. I'm not saying they're not true, but none of those things would matter.
Ain't nothing wrong
Except
with
that
that.
already, right now, I'm willing to give you a try on a property crime in which they appear to have very good evidence against you. You would be incredibly foolish to ditch court because they have evidence against you. If they have what they say they have, you need a lawyer and you need to show up.
Okay.
But I am aware this is a property crime. It appears that the property was recovered.
Thank you,
Yes, they were recovered. I am taking that into account in terms of the risk to the community. But madam, I have to tell you, the idea that you don't know what's going on, that makes me want to give you a bond. Because if they have this evidence, don't say anything. You're already getting released. I don't want you to incriminate yourself. You have the right not to incriminate yourself. I'm just saying, I'm not in any way releasing you because of the things you just said. The things you just said, they go very poorly with what they allege the evidence is. And so I like to encourage people not to tell foolish lies. I am not calling you a liar. What I'm saying is, don't oversell it, ma'am. Don't oversell it. You've got a felony prior. They appear, if they have this, they appear to have you dead to rights. I'm releasing you anyway. You know why? Because you might well get a probation offer. And with the age of your federal prior, my recollection is you got a federal prior, and it is for drug sales in 2014. And so depending on what that was, it's probably, no, it may not have timed out. You did a year in jail. You did a year and a day in federal prison. And so on these facts, ma'am, all of that, I just have to tell you, my reaction to all of that is you are a liar and you're not coming to court. I'm not going to hold any of that against you because you would be an idiot not to appear because they've got strong evidence and they'll put out a warrant for you, and once you prove you won't appear, we are holding you, and nothing you say about your kids is going to stop it. Okay. And so you need to come to court. You need to get your lawyer with you and defend your case. You are innocent until proven guilty. I absolutely recognize that. But coming and saying, I really don't know what's going on, with what they're alleging against you, I believe that is almost impossible. So you're overselling it badly, and some of us take that as an indication that you are not going to comply and you are not going to appear because you're willing to tell foolish lies to a judge who has read what they allege they have against you. You probably don't know everything that they have, that they say that they have gathered. You will get that through your lawyer. You can assess your case with your lawyer. Of course, you are entitled to fight your case. My calculation is, are you likely to appear for court? Are you likely to violate release condition? Right now, I hope, if you have kids, you would like to parent them. If you want to parent your kids, you need to show up and defend this case. You need to stay away from this alleged victim. You need to stay away from your co-defendant. your life could take a hard right turn because of this case. You also have a glimmer of probation, of maybe a good outcome. Maybe you'll get acquitted. I don't know. That should be a strong motive to go to court. That's what I care about.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I said, the more people tell me stupid things that I don't believe, the more I just want to say, great, you got a $5,000 bond. Just see you later, because I don't believe you. Go. All right, so sorry for the lecture, but that honestly, ma'am, with what they have against you, I don't believe for a hard second that you don't know what this is about.
If you guys send me a gift and not acknowledge it, it wasn't on purpose. Sometimes I get distracted, but thank you for sending it on over.
Braden Twitchell, will you go to the chair?
Hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with having 8 kids, but there is something wrong with having 8 kids and not being there for them.
All right, thanks. You're here on a new case. You got arrested for unlawful flight from a law enforcement vehicle. It's a Class 5 felony, and driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs while impaired to the slightest degree. That is a Class 1 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for both of those things. I'm not appointing a lawyer for you, though, because you don't appear to financially qualify. You have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense or to represent yourself. Your next court date is a status conference, April 25th, which is 2 weeks from today, 8:30 in the morning, with a preliminary hearing April 29th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. That will all be on your paperwork. I'm going to release you to pretrial services with alcohol testing and monitoring. You have very little, if any, criminal history. So the court's main concern is that you may be dangerous to people on the street. So that is why you will alcohol test to prove that you are not drinking while the case is pending. No drugs without a valid prescription. Do not drive unless you have a valid license. You need to start checking MBD's website regularly to see if and when they take action against your license, because that action is valid as long as they mail a notice to your last listed address. So it can be suspended and you don't know it. So I think you did cooperate with the testing, they say. Look. As long as you did, then it may be a bit before anything happens to your license.
And
yeah, you did. You cooperated. Okay. All right. So anyway, talk to your lawyer. The defense lawyers know more about how MBD operates than I do. They're not going to defend you in MBD court. Right. Yeah, you have an administrative court, but the defense attorneys downtown know a lot about this. So
the arresting officer gave me a lot of information.
Good. Okay. So just look it up. Assure yourself.
Is that on yet?
Just comply with those release conditions and come to court. Will you do that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You are released. There you go. Mr. Twitchell.
Thank you for
then
that.
Aaron King, will you go to the chair?
Next. This judge is harsh. Too much talking. I'll be fuming, if you will.
Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Braden Twitchell, 10/19/2000.
Okay, thanks. You're here on an arrest warrant for an older case. You got charged formally with possessing dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia, possession, a Class 6 felony. The alleged offense date is back on February 8th of this year, and this comes out of the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. You'll get a copy of those charges and police reports from your lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your court dates are in 2 weeks. The first is a status conference, April 25th at 8:30. Preliminary hearing, April 29th at 8:30. The court address is on your paperwork. You also qualify for release to pretrial services. We're going to give you an envelope with instructions. When you get out, follow the instructions. You have to call in after you get out. Just follow those. All will be well. Do not miss your court dates. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and
I apologize for failing to appear to my last court dates.
This is not a failure to appear. This is one, you may have other failures to appear, but this got filed, and after you were arrested, meaning they were probably waiting for lab results, and it looks like they didn't have a working address for you. The court or the county attorney didn't know an address for you, which is why it became a warrant. You have not missed any court dates in this case, so just don't, okay? And I think there's a bus pass in that envelope. Don't lose the envelope.
Awesome, thank you.
Good luck, sir.
Have a blessed day.
You too, sir. Mr. King, and then Cesar Renteria, will you please go to the chair?
Up next.
Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Yes, Your Honor. It's Aaron James King, September 23rd, 1988.
Right.
Your Honor,
Not yet, sir. I go first. All right, you're here on 2 things. One is a warrant from East Mesa Justice Court. One is, no, they both are, East Mesa. All right. And in one of the cases, number 6 on the calendar, this is for a disorderly conduct conviction. The other one is a interfering with judicial proceedings, Class 1 misdemeanor conviction. These warrants issued on March 27th of 2025. So I'm going to give you a court date there. It is April 30th, which is about 3 weeks from now, April 30th. 9 in the morning. I am planning to release you because I looked carefully at the case history. These people are mad at you, and they keep writing on their warrant, 10th failure to pay warrant, do not OR. We OR'd you last time, and you went. That's why I'm releasing you, because this is a failure to pay. It is not a failure to appear. As long as you continue to go, most of us at the jail don't believe there's a legal basis to hold you because we don't hold people for non-payment in criminal cases. Now, that being said, you may run into somebody. There are those of us who work this court who will hold you on this many. I am not one of them. And so if you're going to tell me that you went last time, I already know that. I'm telling you this, and I put a note in here for that court to make it clear to them that I'm not trying to disrespect them. I'm trying to say that we don't hold people who show up in these misdemeanor non-payment cases. So as long as you go, you will be able, if somebody here says, I'm going to give you a bond, you can say, please, will you look up my last couple of hearing dates? I went. I always go. You might not have any money, and they might tell you to pay by Friday. And it looks like that may be what happened. There's nothing I can do to stop them from doing that they run their courts how they want. But if you go to the hearing that I set, I don't have a legal reason to hold you in the jail. That's all I'm telling you. And I'm telling them. So did you still want to say anything now knowing that you're getting released?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
So I've actually been incarcerated for over 21 days now, and I haven't been released, but I wanted to implore and plead myself to you as far as if I could get some assistance in getting home.
Oh, gosh.
The pretrial service people told me that they do have a bus ticket or bus pass.
I know.
That's kind of like all I'm asking, because I have an inguinal hernia, and I can only really walk so far. And the last time I got released from here, it was so difficult. I barely made it to the Circle K.
You know what, sir? You're not alone. Our community, we have a genuine problem with where this jail is located and what happens to people when they get kicked out of here. They don't do bus passes anymore. She said, I don't think they do it. I apologize, sir. I was literally just going to hand you one and go, shh, and hand you one.
Okay.
I'm sorry. No, there's no, there might be some community resources. Let me see. Some of these are, here's a community resources one. What is this now?
So there's
Okay.
a shuttle outside. They will work with you.
A shuttle? Okay, thanks. Do you want the list of community resources that was in here?
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
Can you hand that to him for me? All right. And I think one day, I hope, there's going to be funding that we're, the system as a whole is going to develop a facility to try to help people who get released from here. But unfortunately, we don't have anything. And the situation becomes life-threatening when it's 115 degrees out. I'm really sorry. I had no idea they got rid of the bus passes. That's terrible. And so I'm unable to help you with that, sir. Good luck with that. And hopefully they've got some plan for you out there. All I can do is tell you, don't miss your court dates. If you think you're going to, call them. These lower courts, I believe, will virtually always give you another court date if you just call them before they issue a warrant. So if you have any trouble getting there on the day, call them. Otherwise, between now and then, good luck.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Right.
Hey, me personally, I don't think.
And then Sabrina Guy, we go to
I
the
don't think
chair.
it's the court's responsibility to provide transportation, but that's just me. I mean, if they were doing it in the past, kudos to them.
Hi, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of
Figure
birth?
it out.
Cesar Robert Renteria Jr.
Which date of birth, sir?
10/12/02.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a new case. You got arrested for reckless driving, class 2 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for it, and your case is going to go out of the Goodyear City Court. So your next court case will be up in Goodyear. I'm not appointing a lawyer for you because I'm planning to release you. I don't love what they accuse you of, but it is a class 2 misdemeanor. You don't appear to have much, if any, criminal history, and I don't have any reason to think you won't go to court or that you would be foolish enough to do something like this while the case is pending. So your arraignment hearing is April 30th at 1 in the afternoon. You have the right to hire a lawyer or to just go and represent yourself. You can also play the float, show up, see what they might offer you, and then I always tell people you could ask for a short continuance in order to consult with a lawyer. I think the court would likely give that to you, but you can hire a lawyer today. Okay. So April 30th at 1 in the morning. I am releasing you on your own recognizance. Don't drive unless you have a valid license. And you may want to check MVD for the status of your license, because they can take action regardless of whether you are convicted. And everything else is on your paperwork. So just take that. Don't miss your court dates. On a case like this, as long as you're going, you don't come in on new charges, we don't have a reason to hold you. This, we hope, is enough to convince you to be good while the case is pending and not miss your court dates, okay? All right, if you take your paperwork, you'll be all done.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a good day.
You too. Ms. Guy, Keisha Ramos, will you please go to the chair? Hi, ma'am, right here. Hi, can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Sabrina Guy, August 29th, 1978.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a new case. Your case is also going to go out of the Goodyear City Court. You've been accused of shoplifting, a Class 1 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for it. I'm going to give you an arraignment hearing April 30th at 1 in the afternoon. That's up in the over in the Goodyear City Court. And I'm not giving you a lawyer either, because I am releasing you. The police accuse you of having shoplifting priors, but this is a brand new case. It is a misdemeanor. If you will come to court, you don't need to be in jail. So I'm releasing you.
Okay.
No going to any Target stores while the case is pending. You may have been trespassed nationwide as well. Either way, you don't go to any Targets while the case is pending. No contact with the witnesses there at that one. Everything else is on your paperwork. Will you come to court and comply with those conditions?
Yes.
All right, you are released. If you step to your left, you get your paperwork. Thank you. Ms. Ramos? And then did the page 2 FOJ end up here? Yes. Okay, great, thank you. So, I'm going to then have Mr. Begay. Mr. Begay will go to the chair, Trenton Begay. This should be Keisha Ramos. Hi, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Keisha Aquarius Ramos, 10/14/93.
All right, thanks. You're here on a new case. You got booked into Superior Court on allegations of possessing narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. They also booked you for dangerous drug possession, but they did not provide enough evidence to support the allegation that what you had was methamphetamine. So for purposes of this hearing only, I'm not finding probable cause on the meth allegation. It is not dismissed, though. The county attorney can still go forward on it. I'm just not setting release conditions for it. I am giving you a lawyer. You can talk to your lawyer more about how that works. You're going to have 2 court dates coming up in about 2 weeks. The first one is a status conference, April 25th at 8:30 in the morning, and your preliminary hearing will be April 29th at 8:30. Those are in downtown Phoenix, and the address is going to be on your paperwork. And I'm planning to release you. I don't think you have any felony prior, so I'm going to release you to come to court on your own. Will you come to court and comply with conditions? Okay, you are released. If you step to your left, you get your paperwork. Thank you. All right, Mr. Begay. And after that, Mr. Randall Virgil, you can go to the chair.
Damn, it's nonstop today. We're going to
Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Tony Begay, 12/22/1991.
All right, sir. You're here on 2 warrants from the state of New Mexico. I'm going to tell you what they are one at a time.
Yes.
All right. The first one, which we've numbered number 37 on the calendar, is the one from McKinley County. It's an aggravated battery charge. Hold on a second. Tampering with evidence, both felony and misdemeanor aggravated battery. And this warrant issued for you out of McKinley County. Give me a second, because everything's a little bit mashed together, and I want to be sure I'm telling you the right one, because there's the Bernalillo one too. Okay, this is McKinley. Right. Okay, this one issued, tiny, tiny little print, October 27th of 2022. It is a nationwide extradition. Okay, so that is the McKinley one, and then the Bernalillo one is, hold on, let's see here. All right, this one is, here we go. All right, this one issued January 20th of 2024. You've been charged in Bernalillo County with aggravated assault, non-family, strong arm, is the way they've listed it. So that's an abbreviation, I know that, but that's all we have right now. We have a hit on the national teletype system and a confirmation from the New Mexico authorities in each of those counties that they do want to extradite you. So you have rights here in Arizona. You can choose to give those up and agree to go back. I'll talk about that in a second. Or you can choose to not give them up today, keep them. You can think about waiving them later. but nobody can make you give up your rights to extradition hearing in this state, but we just give you an opportunity. So you have 4 basic rights. The first one is to have an extradition hearing on each of these warrants within 90 days after today. As part of those hearings, you can insist that the state comply with the requirement that they get a governor's warrant, literally signed by the governors of each state. So whoever the governor of New Mexico is right now has to sign a governor's warrant, so does the Arizona governor. Those have to be presented to the Arizona court before you could be taken back to New Mexico on that warrant without your consent, without your agreement. So that's your governor's warrant right. Then you also have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense to represent you here in Arizona, because extradition is a civil court case. It's not a criminal case. The criminal cases are happening in New Mexico. That's where you have the constitutional right to a lawyer. What you have in the civil case is the right to hire a lawyer to represent you, as people always do, or to represent yourself. And your 4th right is, under Arizona law, these appear to be pre-conviction warrants, in which case you're entitled to bail. New Mexico issued them as no bond warrants, but unless it meets the Arizona standard for a no bond warrant, which is high, you do have the right to bond. So in each of these cases, if you do not give up your rights, you do have the right to bond, and this court intends to set bond in the amount of $50,000 secured in each case for $100,000 secured. You could bond out and be out of custody while the extradition proceedings are happening. You have to come to all of our court dates. There's going to be 2, 3, maybe even 4 of them before your actual extradition hearing. You have to show up at every one, or we will keep your bond money and issue an Arizona warrant for your arrest right on top of the New Mexico one. So if you want to consider bypassing all of that and giving up your right to the extradition hearing and just agreeing to go back to New Mexico, I can take your waiver. That's waiving your right. So I have to ask you some questions. And waiving extradition starts a 30 calendar day clock against them. They have 30 calendar days to come and get you. If they don't, you get released, but the warrant stays active in the national system, because getting arrested in a different state does not kill a warrant out of that state system. We can't quash a New Mexico warrant. So you can be rearrested on it, and I believe if Mr. Randall Virgil is in court, he knows how that works. He's about to be rearrested on the very same warrant, meaning today is day 31. He waived 30 days ago, and this morning they notified him that his state still wants him, and we're about to do it again. And so we try to warn people that that can happen. It is not categorically unlawful. But if you did get physically released, you could be arrested on it the next day, a week from then, a month from then. You can be arrested indefinitely on this warrant until you've had an extradition hearing or agreed to go back and have them come get you. So it's a 30-day clock. New Mexico would have 30 calendar days to come and get you. If they don't, you are entitled to be released on that arrest. It doesn't mean you can't be rearrested on the same warrant. So, in any event, I know that's a little bit complicated.
Yeah.
So, you just have a simple choice today. Do you want to waive your right to an extradition hearing or not? You don't. I mean, if you want to keep your rights, go to the next hearing. You can consult with a lawyer. Think about what you want to do. It's fine. If you waive today, that starts the 30-day clock and it ends this extradition proceeding. You're not going to go back to court. You're just going to wait in the jail for 30 days to see if they come and get you. If you don't waive, then I am going to give you a court date and set your bond. So the court date, if you don't waive today, is going to be April 21st at 1:30, and that is a week from Monday. You'll go to extradition court. You talk to the extradition judge. You guys will do whatever you're going to do. And you would be able to post bond. If you didn't, you would stay in custody. So that's if you don't waive. 90 days, $50,000 bond, and I will set your next court date. If you do waive, there will be no more court dates. I will not set bond. You will be held no bond from the moment that you waive. And New Mexico will be on a 30-day clock for this arrest.
But that's why if I did the 30 day, I'll wait for the 30 days.
Do you want to give up your right to the hearing process?
Yeah,
and agree to go back?
Yeah, that's not the best way to do it, right?
I can't tell you. I can't give you advice. I'm so sorry. I am unable to do that. I can tell you sort of what will happen and what the differences are. I can't tell you what's the best choice for you, because you have these rights and only you can give them up. It's like giving up your right to a trial. You have the right. Your lawyer can't give it up for you. It's your right. And so I can't tell you, I can't make you give up your rights, or just like a lawyer can't make you take a plea bargain because you're the one who has to give up your rights and plead guilty. So I can't tell you what's the best choice for you. I can just tell you what will happen depending on which choice you make. If you don't want to decide today, great. That's just not waiving. You keep your rights. We're going to send you to your next hearing. You could waive on the 21st if you wanted to. But the waiver clock will start on the 22nd. If you waive on the 21st, the 30 days starts on the 22nd. If you waive today, it'll start on the 12th. That's the essential difference, is when you start the waiver clock. You don't ever have to waive, though. You get to keep these rights the whole time.
I'm trying to think, so say like, if I were to just do the 10 days, then I can get released?
No, what I'm saying is, if you don't waive today, you're automatically on the 90-day clock. The state of Arizona has to start working with New Mexico to get those governor's warrants, because they're heading
I'll do the 30 days. I'll do that 30 days.
It sounds like you want to, just so we're clear, you want to give up your right to an extradition hearing on these warrants and agree to go back to New Mexico. Is that what you want to do?
And if they don't give me 30 days, then I get released?
Then you're entitled to be released. But as this gentleman here knows, they can, and sometimes they do, tell our jurisdiction, will you please rearrest that guy for us? So that guy hit 30 days yesterday. Sometime around 4 o'clock this morning, they notified him that Tennessee still wants him. And so he's back here on a new arrest because he was in custody. It's an in-custody arrest. So without belaboring that, you can get caught in that. I don't know how often it happens. I don't think it happens all that often. But the state could New Mexico could sort of cause this to happen again by having you rearrested on the 31st day. So it's just unusual. It doesn't happen very often, and it's just interesting that you're in here with a guy that, before they could process him for release, Tennessee asked our sheriff's office to arrest him again on the same warrant.
That's messed up.
But yes, you are entitled to be released if they don't come and get you. Many people are. You are entitled to that. But nothing would stop any police agency from arresting you on these New Mexico warrants before you really made it to the street. So just be aware of that. Although, New Mexico just being right next door.
The black Ghostbuster.
But I can't tell you what to decide. If you want to start the 30-day clock, I'm going to hold you no bond, and the clock starts when you waive, the day after you waive. So today is the 11th. If you give up your rights today, then the clock starts. Tomorrow is day 1. If they don't come get you by, that'd be the 12th. So April has 30 days. So it'd be May 12th. They don't come. May 12th would be your 30th day. Then on May 13th, you're entitled to be released. There is this outside possibility that what happened to the next guy is going to happen to you.
He wasn't concerned when he was out there committing crimes.
That's a chance.
Now all of a sudden he's concerned. Now he's a concerned citizen.
Okay, so I have to ask you if you understand your rights, and then I'm going to ask you if you want to give them up. That's why I use a script, so I don't mess it up. Did you read the waiver of extradition paperwork we gave you? That's the card. Yes? I need a yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, because we're doing a rights waiver. Okay, all right. Do you understand that you do not have to sign a waiver of extradition? Do you understand that you don't have to sign that?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. I prefer yes, just because somebody has to transcribe it. Is it yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right. Do you understand that you have the right to have an extradition hearing here in Arizona on each of these 2 warrants?
Yes.
All right. Do you understand that you have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense to represent you in the extradition proceedings?
Maricopa.
Yes.
Do you understand that you have the right to insist that a governor's warrant be signed by the governors of both states before you could be taken back to New Mexico?
Yes.
And you understand that you have the right to bail if you don't waive today. I'm going to set bail for you. You have the right to bail if you do not give up your rights. If you go on the 90-day clock, you have the right to bail. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
All right. And do you understand that if you waive, I'm going to order that you be held for 30 days without bond. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. So understanding all of those rights, do you want to give them up and sign the waiver paperwork for the 2 cases?
What do you mean?
I said, understanding your rights, do you want to give them up in order to sign the waiver paperwork?
For the 30 days, right?
Correct.
Okay, but for my bond, was it $50,000?
No. If you waive, you are no bond. We don't let people run around while the state is arranging to get them. So if you waive, you convert to no bond. If you want the bond, then don't waive. And then there'll be 90 days, and I will set the bond.
Oh, no, I'll do the 30 days. I'll wait.
Okay, so I'll just ask again so we're sure we're clear. Do you understand that if you waive, I'm going to hold you no bond? Do you understand that?
Yeah, for 30 days.
For 30 days.
Yes.
It's like, what's so hard?
All right. So understanding
Either
all
you
of those
got the
rights,
money or you
want to
don't.
give them up in order to sign the paperwork.
Yes.
Okay. And has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to sign the paperwork?
No.
And have you had any drugs, alcohol, or medication in the last 24 hours?
No.
All right. Then I find that you knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily are waiving your right to an extradition hearing and signing the waiver paperwork. My orders will direct our sheriff's office to notify New Mexico that you're ready to return. New Mexico will have 30 calendar days starting tomorrow to come and get you. If they do not, you are entitled to be released, but please remember the warrant stays active in the national system and you could be rearrested on it. And I don't see, I forgot to tell you, I don't see any local charges or holds, and you could still change your mind if you want. If you have any Arizona cases, any criminal cases, the 30-day clock doesn't start until you're done with the Arizona cases. I don't see any. But if a warrant hits from like Flagstaff next week, then the clock would stop and you'd have to deal with your Arizona cases. And then New Mexico's clock will start over from day one.
Okay, yeah, I'll have nothing.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I got a misdemeanor, but they said I gotta do 10 days, that's it.
Nobody cares.
Okay, and are you doing those 10 days right now?
Yeah.
I don't care. She
So,
don't care.
all right, so I just want to make clear, do you want to change your mind about waiving? Does that change your mind at all?
No, I'll wait.
Okay, all right, then, you do have to step over and sign the waiver. It's the card we gave you. That's what you're signing electronically. We're going to give you a copy of what you signed, okay? All right, if you step over here, they'll tell you when to sign. All right, good luck, sir. Thanks. All right, Mr. Randall Virgil?
Go ahead and pull it in.
Right here, sir.
Go ahead and sign.
All right, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
That took a lot of energy
Randall
right there.
Virgil, 12/21/92.
All right, thank you. Mr. Virgil, I do have to tell you why you're here, although you probably just heard the whole thing. Okay, you are here because Tennessee has again confirmed that they want to extradite you on a warrant dated January 23rd, 2025, failure to appear in a larceny case, theft of property for an amount $10,000 to $60,000. And so, apparently our sheriff's office has agreed to keep holding you. So I'll give you some information in a moment. You have the same choice that you had 31 days ago, and that is you can waive extradition or you cannot waive extradition, and you'll go on the 90-day clock, and they better start getting the governor's warrant. If you do not waive today, then your next court date will be April 21st at 1:30 in the afternoon, and this court would set bond in the amount of $50,000 secured, because this does appear to be pre-conviction. I don't know what it was before. I did not look it up. So it's $50,000 secured. You could post it and be out of custody while the case is pending. If you miss our court dates, we keep your bond money and we issue an Arizona warrant for your arrest on top of the Tennessee warrant. And as you know, if they don't come and get you, you could be rearrested on the same warrant, which is literally what is happening to you right now. And it's my limited understanding, if you're, that at some point, I've heard of it going 3 times, but that at some point, I'm guessing, I don't know for a fact, our sheriff's office starts to say to the other jurisdiction, stop it, we're paying money to house this person, come get them or not. But that when they do agree that, okay, we'll arrest them again for you and start this over, that they apparently believe Tennessee is making sufficient effort toward coming to get you, that they've agreed to keep holding you. Essentially your remedy for that is civil in terms of how that's being handled. They are legally allowed to do it under the interstate compact. Well, it is an interstate compact for fugitives, and under Arizona law. They're not prevented from doing it this way. I can understand why you might be unhappy about it.
So what's the point of me even waiving my rights for the 30 days?
That's a legitimate question.
Keep doing this.
That is a legitimate question. And
what is my time limit? Because that means
Yeah, so again, as I said, practically speaking, I don't know. I haven't ever seen anyone come before me on that many times. And so, I mean, I've been doing this a long time. It's my belief that is really, really rare. This is rare. This is incredibly rare. And so I can't give you legal advice. I can't tell you what to do. If you think that there's that your civil rights are being violated, because extradition is a civil case. These are civil rights. They're not criminal rights. And so you'd have to consult with a lawyer. That's a civil case against whoever you believe may have violated your rights. But you still have the extradition issue pending. So, of course, you do not have to waive your rights again. You're under no obligation. You again have all of the rights that you had before. That is, the right to have an extradition hearing within 90 days after today, the right to get a governor's warrant produced for you, then that would be signed by the governors of Tennessee and Arizona, the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense. There's also a public defender who's been assigned to extradition court for a long time because we have the resources, not because you have the right to it. And she can give you legal advice, and if the extradition judge agrees, the extradition judge could appoint her in your case. I don't know when she does and when she doesn't, but it is within her power to appoint that public defender for you individually, meaning she can give you legal advice at your next hearing, but she's not assigned to represent you in your case unless the extradition judge appoints her. Finally, you do have the right to bail, which is the $50,000 secured that I would set if you do not waive today. If you do waive today, you're back on another 30-day clock, you are held no bond, and you don't have any more court dates.
How come my bail went up?
I don't know what your bail was before. I'm setting bail based on what the allegation is and your apparent lack of ties to Arizona and to Tennessee, all of your criminal history before that comes out of Wisconsin. I have no idea what they said before. If you want to argue for better bail, don't waive. You can go to court on your next court date and argue for a better bond. So it's okay. You don't have to decide, Mr. Randall Virgil. I can just set your court hearing and give you the bond. I can understand why this is a very unpleasant surprise. I absolutely understand.
This is AI.
So we give you an opportunity to waive.
They didn't say none of that at the first one.
Well, it's very, very rare, I will tell you. It's extremely rare. But what I always say every time is I say the warrant stays active in the national system, and you could be rearrested on it if you don't do something about it in that jurisdiction. Now, you didn't get a chance to do something about it other than, I guess, by phone. But they could literally have let you go down the street 10 feet and then said, come here. So getting arrested in custody, when you're out of state and you got an out-of-state warrant, you are just an arrested person walking. You know, whatever you're doing at any moment in time, you're subject to arrest because you got an out-of-state warrant. And so, you know, even if they let you out today, you get contacted by a cop tomorrow, you are rearrested. These warrants are just, you know, that is the problem of being accused of crimes in other states. That is the problem, and I cannot help you with that. What I can do is just give you another minute to decide, but it is 12:30. I got a lot more stuff to do. I
gotta go.
Do you want to wait? If you want to think about it, it's fine. I'll send you on the 21st at 1:30. if you want to waive, I can take your waiver. No, honestly, no pressure other than I'm just running out of time.
What is it gonna be? Yes, no, door number 1, door number 2. Judge don't care.
37. Okay. Did we kill the hearing off that? Okay.
So there's no way that you guys could, like, because they told me that I would be able to go, like, after my 31 days, I would be able to go to Tennessee, and because I told them I'm not trying to run from this. I called my lawyer and told him I wasn't able to come. I literally had court dates all last year. They kept pushing it back, pushing it back.
I can't help you with that, Mr. Randall. Randall Virgil, sorry. I'm used to here, the first name is usually the one everyone uses. Okay, I'm going to set your court hearing April 21st at 1:30 and give you the $50,000 bond. I'm just going to set you over, and you can go talk to the extradition judge. You can talk to the public defender there. See if that changes what you want to do.
No, I want to get this over with, though. Like,
okay,
I don't want to keep sitting.
Mr. Randall, I'm not here to say, oh, this kind of sucks for you. You get to leave. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. So if you want to sit down and just think for like 1 minute, I'm going to run through some house calls, and then you can come back up here. But I can't drag it on more than this. Or I know, officer. You know what? I do have one more case. You want to have him sit out there? If you can take the card, and then we can. I'll do the last case. I'll do my house calls, and that'll give him like 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. Oh yeah, but they didn't sign yet.
He did sign.
Okay. All right, yeah, and then that gentleman, let's just, that'll give him a minute. All right, so for my house calls, I already did have some information from the sheriff's office. I'm going to just run down it, and that is that number 8 on the calendar, which is Christy Sullivan. She was isolated for being disruptive. Number 10 on the calendar, which is Mr. Perez, that he was isolated from general population for being combative. Number 18 was isolated for not following orders. Number 12 was isolated for arguing with staff and inmates.
808,
and number 3 was also isolated for being combative with detention staff. The court does find under the circumstances it would pose a risk of danger to those inmates or to others if they were physically brought to court for their hearing. So we'll go conduct their initial appearances in-house, in person, immediately following this recording. And I will advise them as follows. Donovan Lewis, born 8/1/85, is on a probation warrant. He's on probation for a class 4 felony, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent him. I'm going to give him court dates of April 17th at 8:30 in the morning. That's just the one for revocation, arraignment, and possible disposition hearing in the downtown probation court. I'm affirming the $1,500 secured appearance bond in this case. With written release conditions, I will go over with him. Raymond Arrowwood, born 3/20/91, is here on 2 probation warrants, and those petitions to revoke were filed on March 25 of this year, alleging that he violated terms 3 and 5, and I will let him know that I'm affirming the order to hold him without bail pursuant to Rule 7.2C. That's in number 13 on the calendar, and in number 12 on the calendar, I'm intending also to hold him without bail pursuant to Rule 7.2C. His court date will be April 17th at 8:30 in the morning, and I'll let him know that he will have a lawyer appointed to represent him. All right, let me have Mr. Garcia come forward, and then I'll pick up with number 18 on my house. Which one? All right, so may I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Hello, Judge. Santiago Garcia, January 5th, 1991.
All right, thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for child sex trafficking with a child between the ages of 15 and 17. That is a Class 2 felony. There is probable cause for it, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date will be a status conference this Thursday, April 17th at 8:30 in the morning. Your preliminary hearing will be April 21st at 8:30. Those will be in the downtown Superior Court. And bond is set in your case at $50,000 secured. That means you can use a bail bondsman.
How much?
State recommended $150,000 cash. Your bond is $50,000 secured. If you post it, by law, you must be on an ankle monitor because you're accused of sexually motivated crimes against children. So you have to be on the ankle monitor. If you're out of custody, and even from jail, you may have no contact with anyone under the age of 18. It's my understanding you do not have any children under the age of 18,
no.
Is that correct? All right. Then you may not have any contact with any children under the age of 18. You may not access the internet by any means except for purposes directly related to work, school, or court.
Wood chipper.
No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol.
Wood chipper
Secured means you
or silver
can
bullet?
use a bail bondsman. So if you post bond, be sure to comply with these requirements. They will hook you up to the ankle monitor before you leave the jail if you post a bond. Everything's on your paperwork.
I have questions. Do you guys give out information for bail bonds by any chance?
You can call them, collect from the jail, and they will walk you through what they want. They want a fee and security. They want collateral. And so the fee you never get back, the collateral, it has to be signed over to them. They'll walk you through what they want when they know what the collateral might be. And they'll walk you through it. If you call them, they will also often make a 3-way call for you to a family member or a friend if you need to talk to a family member or friend about getting that set up. Everything is on your paperwork, though. If you step to your left, you can take a copy. Thank you. Mr. Gutierrez is, Rafael Gutierrez, 72 of 90, is also a house call, and by the way, I did the record for the first 2 house calls immediately before the last hearing. So I advise Mr. Gutierrez, he got booked in for 3 counts of attempted aggravated robbery, all Class 4 felonies. There is probable cause for those. I am appointing a lawyer for him. I'm going to give him the status conference of April 17th at 8:30 in the morning. And then a preliminary hearing of April 21st at 8:30. And I'm currently inclined to give Mr. Gutierrez a $100,000 secured bond. And I will set release conditions that order him not to go to the scenes of the alleged crimes, no contact with any of the alleged victims, witnesses, arresting officers, or with his co-defendant, no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, and he has to contact his case manager within 24 hours of release. Anthony Perez, born 11/10 of 1990, here on a new case. He got booked in for resisting arrest, Class 6 felony, assault, disorderly conduct, criminal damage, and obstruction of justice. Those are all misdemeanors, and there is probable cause for them. I am appointing a lawyer for him, and I'm going to give him a status conference of April 17th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. The preliminary hearing, April 21st at 8:30 in the same court. Currently inclined to set bail in his case in the amount of $2,500 secured with written release conditions I'll go over with him, including no going to any part of that city park, no contact with any alleged victims, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Christy Dean Sullivan, born 9479 got arrested for possessing narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, also criminal trespass, a Class 3 misdemeanor. And there is probable cause for those. I am appointing a lawyer for her, and I plan to give her court dates of April 17th at 8:30 in the morning with a preliminary hearing, April 21st at 8:30. Those will be in the downtown Superior Court. Currently inclined to give her a $500 secured appearance bond with written conditions I will go over with her. If anything changes after I conduct these initial appearances immediately following this recording, my final written order will reflect the court's ultimate decision in the case. It is not the court's intent to update this recording. All right, with that, we are going to stand in recess until 2 p.m. this afternoon.
You want Randall back?
Oh, Shiza. Yes. Yes, I do. Son of a gun. Yes.
She thought it was over. But wait, there's more.
Are we off the record before I said a German swear word?
As seen on TV. All right, all right. Hey, so man, I appreciate you guys. She's having a day. She's like, man, I didn't come to work so hard. She just say she Germany. German. I said Germany. Let me see. Sons of a pew pew. I love this judge. Hey guys, I do appreciate you guys. But I got to go ahead and take a break. I got to take a nap because I got a long day ahead of me, if you will. Hey, if you haven't done so, please do so. Hit that follow button. It's free 99. You should save her voice. Let me see. I'm going to need that $59.99 course. I think she's hungry. Hey, thanks. Thank you. Hey, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you guys, man. I love you guys, man. Hey, and I'm glad you guys, sitting with these either parole board hearings, these court cases and whatnot. Hey, I'm learning a lot. Hopefully you guys are learning too. This is for educational purposes only, if you will. James, will you be back? Nah, I got other prior commitments, but I'll be back tomorrow if you will.
All right, sir. Sorry, I had to sit down. My back was starting to hurt.
But wait, there's more.
We're back on the record for Mr. Randall Virgil, and just for anybody listening to this recording, I spoke to Mr. Virgil at some length about, 10 minutes ago, and Mr. Virgil was going to think about his options today. Did you make a decision, Mr. Randall Virgil?
I was actually on the phone with my lawyer trying to figure out what my decision would be. So he was saying something about having, I didn't even really get a chance to really talk to him because she called me back in, so... Yeah, but is there any way I could get an earlier court date?
Unfortunately, no. That extradition court only goes every Monday, and you've missed the cutoff for this Monday. So that's why it's a week from Monday.
Okay, and then I just have one more question. So if I do the waive in it, and I give them the 31 days, so they could do it again after that?
They could, indeed. They could potentially. And when I spoke to, because your case, it's unusual, it doesn't happen very often. I spoke to the extradition judge about your case, actually, yesterday.
Your Honor,
because they wanted to page 2 you, they wanted to arrest you on it yesterday, and she said no, that's day 30. They can't rearrest you on day 30. They can rearrest you on day 31, and shortly, somewhere in the early hours of the morning, they say they did. So, in any event, so I did speak to her, and she said that she has seen it go 3 times before, but I've never worked in that court. I don't know all of the many things that could happen, but that it was her belief, and she is our subject matter expert on that for our court. It's her belief that it's not illegal, and that we need to hold you for Tennessee.
So they could hold me for a 3rd time?
That's illegal.
She has seen that happen, and we discussed what would happen if they said let's go on this way for 2 years, and so she said She said 3 times is the most she's ever seen it, so she's never had to make that decision about what this court's position is on it, but that it's my belief, as I said earlier, that at a certain point, our sheriff's office is going to tell Tennessee, no mas, you're clearly not coming. We're not going to keep paying. It costs our county taxpayer money to hold people in jail, and they're not going to do it indefinitely, but that's a practical situation. That has nothing to do with the larger question of at some point, does it violate your rights? It does not violate your extradition rights.
No sé. I don't know.
Anything else you have to consult with a lawyer about. Do you have any civil rights that are being violated? That's between you and your lawyer.
And then if I do the 60 to 90 day, can they do that one again?
The 30 days coming up, I'm getting now. He probably gave out his stuff away to everybody.
I believe theoretically, yes, because the problem is this, sir. If that warrant remains on the books the day that you are released. You can be rearrested on it.
That's right.
If they don't quash their warrant out of the system in Tennessee.
So they have
You're gonna
an
keep getting
unlimited
arrested.
time limit to just...
Yeah, I've seen cases where people, it's been 20 years. I remember the gentleman said he'd been arrested and waived about 6 times. I looked him up, I could see them. And he said, they never come and get me. And he said, they're probably gonna pull their hold in about 3 days. And it was interesting because I got the request through to pull a hold is when the other jurisdiction sends another message through the national system and says, please lift our hold, we're not coming. And so I actually did sign the order to release the guy, and it was about 3 days later. And I said, well, you know, you need to go take care of it. I can't remember where it was way back east. And he said, I don't have any money, I'm never doing it. He said, I just don't waive every time. I don't waive. I get whatever bond you're going to give me, and then they pull their hold. And I said, well, okay. And he said, I don't have any money. He said, eventually they're going to give up. And I said, okay, well, sorry about that. So that's the problem of jurisdiction. And if you're accused of crimes in other jurisdictions, then it is, you can get sort of locked in a jurisdictional cycle like that. So there's nothing I can possibly do or could ethically do to help you with that, other than tell you what your court date will be, what your bond will be if you don't waive. I could also take your waiver if you wanted to start the clock again.
Okay.
And you could probably bet in your own mind, how close are Tennessee to coming? How did Tennessee, are they actually trying to do it? Would they have, they know you're in jail. And the reason I know that is because anybody who waives, our sheriffs have a department that starts calling. They are literally, they've been talking to Tennessee this whole time. Our sheriffs don't just go, well, gee, I hope they come. There's a department assigned to work on it and coordinate. So Tennessee knows you're in this jail. That's all I can tell you. Does that increase the odds that they will come? Again, I am not your lawyer. I can't give you legal advice. But a person could deduce that it does increase the odds that Tennessee is coming. Whether they come or not, again, we have no control over that.
Oh, so you said if I do the 30 to 90, or 60 to 90, and increases their odds of coming? Or
well, what I'm saying is the fact that they wanted you arrested again, and our sheriff's office agreed to do it, might tend to indicate that they do believe Tennessee is close to getting their act together. But, sir, I don't know. I have not been involved in that. That is speculation. You can't rely on my speculation. I'm just saying, we don't see this much. We really don't. And so just thinking practically, how did you end up here?
Hey, but that's good to know that
our sheriffs have been talking to Tennessee. Tennessee told them something.
It's all BS.
And they've agreed to do this.
They tell you it's 30 days. I never knew that after the 31st day they let you
anyway,
go.
I gotta go to my house call, sir. So if you want to do a waiver, let's do a waiver. If not, I'll set you over to the 21st. You can talk to your lawyer more. Figure out maybe you want to waive on the 21st. It's up to you.
Okay.
Okay, let's do that. All right, I'm going to note that you keep all of your rights. Your court date is the 21st at 1:30. And as I said, you're allowed to argue for a lower bond on the 21st. You'll go in front of the extradition judge. She is enormously experienced in this area, and she'll decide what she wants to do with your case. She already knows about your case because we talked about it yesterday. It might take her a second to go, oh, is that you? But you'll see her in about 10 days. All right?
Okay. And then if I was still to waive my rights right now and I go talk to my lawyer, would he be able to get it, like, pushed closer or something?
Nope, she only does them on Mondays, and her calendar is full. Once the calendar fills up, it rolls to the next Monday. And so it's not a matter of timing. If her calendar wasn't full on Monday, we'd be giving you Monday. Her calendar is full. And now everybody's getting set the following Monday. Sometimes it's 2 weeks to get into her court, so 10 days is not bad. I've seen it go longer. I've seen it go like 2.5.
Yeah, I did 10 days the first time.
I know. 30 days. You waived in front of her?
I waived the first time because I was going to do the bond, and then I didn't go to court because I got arrested on the 2nd, then I didn't go to court till the 10th. Then I did 30 days, 31 days now, and then if I waive it again, like, I don't want to keep giving them all day. I really want to get this over with quick as possible.
I do understand. I'm really not unsympathetic, which is why I've been giving you a lot of time that I shouldn't be, because I have so much to do. I'm not unsympathetic. It's a bit of a trick bag, but it's not really one that this court can help you with. So, all right, then we're going to have you keep your rights. We're going to get that printed up for you. If you head that way, we're going to send it out to you. What's that?
How much is this bond?
Oh, sorry, 50,000 secured. And your court date is April 21, it's a Monday, 1:30 PM. It's all gonna be on your paperwork, we just need to get it finalized, printed up, and send it out to you, but you have all of your rights, you're on the 90-day clock now. All right,
Man,
good luck, sir. We
he's
are in
better off
recess
doing-
until
yeah.
2 PM.
He's better off because if it's 50,000 is secured, he has to pay 5,000 to get out through a boss man and collateral. So if not, they're gonna keep on screwing him around with Tennessee. So 5K in collateral, that is correct. Yeah. I do feel bad for people like this because I don't think they understand and no one is helping. Yeah, I know that, and that's why it's considered a civil matter in Arizona, and you're not entitled to a lawyer, and that's how they get around that. But yeah, they'll keep on screwing you around if you allow them to. But I mean, who has $5,000 and some collateral lying around? I know I don't. If that was me in the situation, I'm screwed. Who's gonna come get me? I don't know nobody with $50,000. I don't have $50,000. You see, not a lot of people have that. That's right. That's what I'm saying. Yep, they keep coming. They'll keep coming either way. Let me see. So if he does bond out, then he can come. They can come get him, right? No, if he bonds out, then he'll get out. He'll get out, and then he has to 50,000 stick. He's been in jail for 31 days. We gotta keep Gifty for the 50. James has been by me. I wish, man, in my dreams, Pedro, in my dreams, I lost trucks, cars, motorcycles, GUNs to get out. Man, I got none of that stuff, Joe. Man, I got like 3 phones right here and a computer, and that's it. You know, that's why I don't be committing crimes because I could never bail myself out. Let me see. We'll need to do a bond pool. Can't lose your lives. Let me see. Those Outlook calendars really do work. Let me see. An AZ can still be rearrested if Tennessee. Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, man, wait. Was that 350K the most? I don't remember. Something like that. Are you doing any white tees? Nah. Well, yeah, white tee's actually running right now. We got Minnesota running right now on white tee, and we're waiting for TK to come back on. And I'm gonna leave this stream up because another court's gonna come up at 2:00. So if you want to continue watching these court hearings, I do run them on white tee at Collect Call From. I run these daily. They stay up throughout the day. So here it is at Collect Call From. If you want to come check it out, the links are also on my profile. You go to my profile, I got like a link tree. But it's not a link tree. It's like the low budget version of link tree because I was too cheap. I got the free one. Have a great day. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, HD. Verdict watch. Yeah, so they're still out right now. The TK hasn't came back, but I'll leave that one running also. Have a good day. Thank you, guys. And also, hey, don't forget, check out some of my videos. Repost, hit some follows and drop some comments and leave like 4 comments, like at least like 4 or 5 words. Hey, happy Friday. Thank you. Highly appreciate that, HD. See you tomorrow. Thank you, James. Yeah, hey, I ended up staying 2 hours longer than I anticipated. I was only gonna stay till 11, and it's about to be 1:00. So I'm at least trying to get a 1 hour of sleep before I head on out. Hey, thank you, Lupe. Highly appreciate that. I appreciate all of you guys, everybody, every single one of you, man. Appreciate you guys. You guys could be watching anybody. I'll do it now or we'll forget. Aloha, chat. That's right, 808. Hell yeah, thank you. Who was that? Reasons Greetings. Hey, thank you. Highly appreciate it. And if you haven't done so, check out Reasons Greetings, man. I was checking out her channel yesterday. She does like arts and crafts, like some really cool what is it? What is it? A reef? That thing with the circle? Man, she was showing us this Spider-Man thing, and then she also I didn't know about the daily heart thing. So she was talking about it. Like, I was like, because I really, like, before I started doing this, I had never participated in TikTok before. I started doing it about a year ago, but I didn't know anything about it. People would just tell me, hey, get on TikTok. So I started doing it. Best was the Vietnamese guy that said, maybe I will come back, laughing out loud. So, hey, I'm learning as we go here. All right, but hey, I do appreciate you guys. Hey, I am Collect Call James. You are watching. You have a Collect Call From. Get to bed, dude. You deserve all the clout plus coins. Have a good one. If you will, you need a gold gift. Nah, I can't do that. And the reason I don't do that is because, like, everybody has socioeconomic, problems. Some people got money, some people don't, and so I wouldn't feel right, doing that. Making people feel pressured, to give me gifts. That's not cool. You know, like my end game is the creator program, if you will. You know, it's tough out here in 2025. Yeah, for sure it is, and I know that. I know that firsthand. So that's why I don't pressure people on. You know, I don't put anything like any goals or whatever. You know, I know you guys mentioned it before, but honestly, I don't feel. I don't feel right. I don't feel right. And another thing, I don't like to beg, so I just refuse to do it. That's not me. That's not me. So I'm not here for that. I'm here to entertain you guys and spread the word, and you so you guys could either watch these court appearances, these parole board hearings, or listening to these conversations with these gentlemen that I do bring on. You know, spread awareness. You know, a lot of people get involved in the system and they don't know what they're signing up for. I like supporting these types of channels way more. Thank you, highly appreciate it. Taurus, respect that, James at Collect Call from on YT. And you haven't done so, also, hey, check out my white YouTube page. We're about to hit 7,000 subscribers, so if you guys could go and help out, I think we're like about 100 people short, you know, from hitting 7,000. So the ultimate goal we're trying to get, you know, within the next few months is hopefully we'll get 10,000, if you will. Hey, thank you for is that chat? I'm not gonna even 10, but hey, thank you for buying that subscription. Really appreciate it. That's why I sub, because James never asked for anything. He's so awesome. Hey, thank you, ADHD, if you will. Yeah, no, I wouldn't feel right. I don't feel right. I can't do you guys like that. Eggs are freaking $12, $13, $20 for a dozen. Yeah, and I'm gonna be begging. Come on. No, that's not cool. That's not cool. Yo on white tee. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. Hey, I do appreciate you guys. I am Collect Call James. You are watching. You have a collect call from, and like I said right here, lights like a candle. Once you blow it out, it slides out. And with that, I am out. Rato. Gotta get the YouTube pack. Yeah, I'll do it one of these days. Thank you for that, Sean. I'll go ahead and get that going. Hey, thank you, Brown, for that follow. Highly appreciate it. Wolfman. Rato. And with that, we're out.